We are now on night 3 of the battle for the House Speaker, and we begin tonight with some good news. I can confirm major negotiations have been going on all day behind the scenes while these votes were taking place today with Kevin McCarthy and many of the Republican holdouts. And I can report that at this hour, a document is being put together that will go a long way to settling differences. Will it get Kevin to 218? We won't know until probably sometime tomorrow, maybe Monday. If anything, it would just probably be a couple of votes short, but certainly progress. It is real tonight at this hour. No doubt you, the American people, are being patient, but that patience is wearing thin. The vote totals remain, as of now, unchanged. 3 straight days. We have 200 Republicans supporting McCarthy, 20 supporting somebody else. In the past 24 hours, Kevin McCarthy has made several additional assurances to the holdouts. This is before these meetings today, including a new 1-vote threshold for a motion to vacate. In other words, one Republican can force a vote to oust the Speaker if he doesn't keep his promises. And McCarthy also agreed to add Freedom Caucus members to the all-important Rules Committee and committed to stand-alone votes for each of the 12 appropriations bills, as well as a vote on term limits for members of Congress. And again, look at your screen. McCarthy has already laid out his commitments to America. It's on paper. He signed his name. That is a promise in cement. He's given detailed promises on the economy, including less government spending, fewer regulations, domestic energy production, energy independence, protecting against China surrounding our supply chain issues. Also, promises related to foreign policy, border security, ending Biden's catch and release, and, of course, bringing back the successful Trump policies on the border. Funding the police, yes, that's important. Parental rights, big tech and big government censorship, election integrity, protections for the First and Second Amendments, and a lot more to that document. He signed his name to it. This is an agenda that Republicans support. It includes key investigations, oversights, a firm stance against all of Biden's reckless policies. And by the way, he has agreed to every investigation we have discussed up to date. Now, if Kevin McCarthy does become Speaker and he fails to live up to the promises, just one person can initiate his removal, and the agenda seems to be pretty much in cement, and it is the America First agenda. Now, keep in mind, these aren't the only promises McCarthy made to Republican lawmakers. Take a look at this.
He led the conference to adopt substantive reforms that will make our majority more effective. Let me list some of them. Andrew Clyde's proposal to restore public access to the Capitol, Lauren Boebert's proposal to reduce the linkage between the NRCC and the steering committee process, Gary Palmer's proposal to cap spending on suspension bills, Scott Perry's proposal for additional conference meetings ahead of key votes, Bob Good's proposal on standalone appropriations bills, Andy Biggs' proposal limiting suspension waivers from committees, Chip Roy's proposal to make co-sponsored amendments in order. Affirm 72-hour publication of bills before calling for a recorded vote, an end to proxy voting, an end to remote participation in committee work by members of Congress.
Now, let me be clear. Kevin McCarthy is still the odds-on favorite to become Speaker. Now, some members have stated that they will not vote for McCarthy no matter what. These, quote, never Kevins, whatever you want to call them, they don't have a plan to install another Speaker. As a matter of fact, almost every day they nominate somebody else. There's no, with the motion to vacate, however, and all these other concessions and complete agreement on the agenda as it relates to investigations, his commitments to America, it's kind of time that they start getting to work. Now, this all should have been done before January 3rd. As of now, there is no viable alternative or a concrete vision for the country moving forward. I know the Democrats are loving it. I know the media mob is loving it. I hope members will remember they are supposed to be public servants. They are to serve you, the public, that put them in office, that gave them the opportunity to lead. At some point in the near future, House Republicans will need to put aside their differences and actually govern. Follow the commitments for America. follow the investigations, and do the will of the American people. The GOP now holds a slim majority in one half of one branch of government. They will not have the power to totally reimagine how our federal government conducts business. However, they will have the power of the purse, the power of subpoena. They can bring in Biden officials. They can expose corruption if it exists in the DOJ and the FBI. They can hold Anthony Fauci accountable. They can hold Adam Schiff accountable, Eric Swalwell accountable, Big Tech accountable, and the Biden family syndicate accountable, and say no to Biden's reckless agenda. That is what McCarthy has promised to do in writing with the help of people like Jim Jordan, Jim Comer, Steve Scalise, and others. That is what 200 House Republicans have already signed off on. Again, if they don't do their job, fire them. Here's a question. What would Reagan do? Now, he famously told his staff, I hope these people in D.C. might listen, the person who agrees with you 80% of the time is a friend and an ally, not a 20% traitor. Republicans might be wise to heed that advice. Anyone else who's now holding out in the name of some vague vision to drain the swamp without an actionable plan is not looking out for you, the American people. Instead, they're looking for attention for themselves. The American people certainly deserve good governance and better. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.